Dang it, Games Workshop. I can't believe you finally did this to me. I'm gonna have to start playing Ultramarines. We have new rules and new releases for some things that are unbelievably cool for the Ultramarines. Games Workshop just dropped this on Warhammer Community, so I gotta break this down for you and why it's so freaking awesome. We get datasheet previews of the new Marneus Calgar, Cato Sicarius, and the Victrix Honour Guard. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but the Victrix Honour Guard are legitimately some of the coolest freaking models that I've ever seen. And we basically got to run through this. One piece of big news that Games Workshop does release in this is they do tell us that not the new, but the returning Chapter Master of the Ultramarines is getting a Terminator armor release. This does not mean that the Gravis version of him is now extinct. No, you can actually still choose to run him as a Gravis captain. They say so in this article, which is actually, I think, pretty cool. It's neat to be able to have the opportunity to be able to run him in his Gravis version or in his Terminator version. Now, if he is in his Gravis version, he does get his two Victrix Guard, Honor Guard, which come with him. And that's actually a very big deal. But he gets a very different ruling if he's in his Terminator armor. So let's go ahead and read through because this is pretty dang sick. So Marneus Calgar, he's move 6 in Terminator armor, fast boy. Toughness 6, 2-up armor save, 4-up invulnerable save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. That's basically all the same. Now, the difference being here, and actually the rest of his melees is pretty dang similar. Ranged weaponry is basically the same. And then the melee weapon, the Gauntlets of Ultramar, is also the same. So it's still going to be 6 attacks, twin linked, strength 8, AP 3, damage 3. Still very good melee. Now, his rules are going to be a little bit different, but not super different. Inspiring Leader, the unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in which it advances and falls back. Same. And then Master Tactician, at the start of your command phase, if he is your Warlord and on the battlefield, you gain 1 CP. Also the same. But now he does gain Deep Strike, which is very cool. And more importantly than gaining Deep Strike, he actually gains the ability to lead basically any unit in the entire freaking game. So I don't know if you can read this on the screen. It may be a little bit small for you, but I'm going to read it out to you. This model can be attached to the following units: Aggressors, Assault Intercessors, Blade Guard Veterans, Company Heroes, Eradicators, Heavy Intercessors, Infernus Marines, Intercessor Squad, Stern Guard Veteran Squad, Tactical Squad, hilarious, Terminator Assault Squad, Normal Terminator Squad, or Victrix Honour Guard. So if you want this dude deep striking in with advance and charge, fallback and charge Terminators, that might be a way to actually run Terminators, which is freaking cool. And just in case you guys missed it in the article, this is where they write it. Do note that the new version doesn't replace the former version in Gravis armor. You can take whichever you like, just as long as they're not in the same army together, because that would be weird. And they're true. They're correct. That would be weird. There's no Fabius Bile here. We're not having clone action on the tabletop. Now, one cool combination that I can basically think of right off the bat, you can, if you're leading Marneus Calgar with, like, say, Terminators, you can also put an Ancient in that unit to give them bonus OC. And +1 hit when you're under Starting Strength, +1 to wound when you're under half Starting Strength. Most people think the Ancient and Terminator armors are jokes. Nah. Ancient and Terminator armors are actually awesome. I'm currently running them in my with my Deathwing Knights, and they are brutally efficient. Do not sleep on how powerful having a Ancient and Terminator armor to increase your OC is. It's actually a very big deal. So there are worlds where you can run potentially an actually good Death Star Terminator unit, especially when you stack it with the other, like, Gladius style things, such as like Storm of Fire, +1 AP, ignore cover, blah blah blah. And you can still advance and charge. There's some pretty dang cool stuff that you can do in this with Calgar being able to attach to basically anyone. But we have more rules. We have Cato Sicarius. Cato Sicarius has essentially just become a Blade Guard champion, or a Blade Wizard for the Adeptus Custodes, which is pretty annoying. A little lazy if you ask me. So he has a good pistol, a good plasma pistol, and now he has 3 profiles on his weapon. So he's got a strike weapon, which is 4 attack, strength 6, AP 3, damage 3 with dev wounds. He's got a sweep profile, which is 9 attack, strength 5, AP 2, damage 1 with sustained hits 1. And then he has a, like, built-in precision attack, which is 6 stacks, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. Obviously, all of these are hitting on 2s. So he becomes a good little duelist. Now, he's got a really strong ability, which means that he might be able to run solo, or maybe he runs with someone else when he's leading units. His ability is once per turn when an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback move within 9 inches of this model's unit. If this unit is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can then make a normal move of up to 6 inches. The reason why this is significant is because it's worded this model's unit, not when he's leading a unit. Meaning when he's solo, he still gets his reactive move, which is actually quite good. Then his other ability is going to be Honor or Death. You can target this unit with a heroic intervention for 0 CP, even if you have already used that stratagem on a different unit this phase. Meaning, I mean, access to multiple heroic interventions is always quite good. He is pretty squishy, but he has 2-up armor save, 4-up invulnerable save. But he's relatively flexible, and the unit that he can lead is Victrix Honour Guard. Now, interestingly enough, you can attach this model to Victrix Honour Guard, even if Marneus Calgar has already been attached to Victrix Honour Guard. That means you can get a advanced fallback, shoot, and charge unit with a flat 6-inch reactive move that just hits like freaking crazy. And trust me, the Victrix Honour Guard get a little bit buffed when they're led by characters as well, which is pretty disgusting. So let's talk about the Victrix Honour Guard. 4 wounds each. Hilarious. They are clearly going to be the best version of all like the Blade Guard veterans. ICC, whatever, Blade Guard vets, Sangar, whatever. They're going to be the best because, of course, they are. Master-crafted bolt carbines. It is going to be 2 damage. They're all going to have blades or master-crafted power weapons, which is going to be 2 attack, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2. You have the Blade of Honor, which is precision and twin-linked. I think that probably only goes on the Sergeant. So the Blade of Honor, will go on the Chapter Champion. But they all will have a Mastercrafted Bolt Carbine. So they all will have 2 attacks at Ballistic Skill 2, Strength 4, AP 1, Damage 2. Meaning they're all just pretty dang decent shooting. If you're in Ultramarines and you're running Gladius, which why wouldn't you, then you're going to be a +1 to wound going into your Oath of Moment target. You can stack that with Storm of Fire, Ignore Cover, +1 AP. These guys actually shoot pretty dang well. And when they are led by a captain or a chapter master, they're just -1 to be wounded. So, -1 to be wounded. That's solid. Now, one interesting thing is they do not have an invuln. Now, that actually is kind of interesting. They do start at base save 2-up, which is many times going to be effectively the same thing as a 4-up invulnerable save. But that might be worth noting, is that they do only have a 2-up arm save and no invulnerable save. Their melee is great. They're 4 wounds each, which is a really big problem for those units that are going to be aiming for your flat 3 wound models. They're -1 to be wounded, which is great. These guys are freaking awesome. I love them, and the models themselves are so beautiful. They're so gorgeous that, man, I'm going to have to run Victrix. I didn't want to buy Ultramarines, man. I didn't want to do it, but I have to. It's just a thing I have to do. And then there's a Banner of Macrage. I don't think they tell us what the banner... Oh, yeah, they do. If you equip the Chapter Ancient with the Banner of Macrage, then once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the bear can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, you get to add 1 to the strength and attack characteristics of melee weapons. So they'll all go to strength 6 and 6 attacks each. This is bonkers. I love this unit. It's so strong. It's so good. I hope they cost a lot of money. Not money. I actually hope they're very cheap money-wise, but I hope they cost a lot of points because they are real dang good. They also have that base OC control of 2-up, which is just freaking good. Now, they will be almost impossible to hide with that freaking Banner Macrage. I don't know if if you look at this picture of this Banner of Macrage, they're gonna be almost impossible to hide because it's so freaking tall. So if you take it, that actually is kind of like, it's weird because it's huge buff, but it's also kind of a nerf. But anyway, I digress. That's pretty freaking great. They can be deployed in squads of either 3 or 6. And the Chapter Champion and the Chapter Ancient both have the Epic Hero keyword. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So if you're running multiple units of this, you can actually only have 1 Chapter Champion and 1 Chapter Ancient. That is actually pretty dang interesting. And yes, they are super, super cool. So they'll have the full rule downloads up very, very soon. I can already taste how cool these models are going to be and how much I'm going to want to use them on the tabletop. Even though I'm not really an Ultramarines fan, I'm not really a big fan of the Smurfs. These guys are bonkers, and now that you can stack a unit like this with Super Oath, it's going to be really sick. And I'm going to have to pick them up. So, good luck, work, GW. You got me. I thought I was out of this Space Marine subscription, but nope. Apparently now I play Blood Angels, and now I play Dark Angels, and now I'm going to play Ultramarines. I swear I love orcs. But like for whatever reason, they're getting me on the Space Marine subscription. Anyway, this is just a news update to you guys to give you my thoughts on what this unit is going to be able to do. Holy crap, this unit is going to be absolutely disgusting. 6 attack, strength 6, plus 1 to wound, AP2, maybe AP3 if you're playing in Gladiuses. So you get the AP3 and the lance on the charge. Just like, it's so much. Anyway, I'm going to take off. I've got stuff to prepare for, and I hope you all have an amazing freaking day. I believe I got some great stuff for you coming up this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. Crump on. Bye-bye.